ODM allowed itself to be weak. It engaged in unnecessary wars, internal wars. The wars left them fractured and weak. William Ruto was watching from the side and most of the time encouraging them to do so. Now that the faction of Oburu Odinga and my friend Fred Okango is weak and on its knees, William Ruto doesn't need them. Now they are talking about zoning. You are going to negotiate with somebody. Wait, I have heard somebody, I think it was Babu Wino today, saying you wanted power. Now you want the respect. I mean, you are already on your knees. Nobody will respect you. You have opened the doors for Ruto to enter Luo Nyanza. Ruto doesn't need Gladys Wanga Junet to talk to the people. Whether we like it or not, Ruto has now gotten direct access to the people of Luo Nyanza. He can talk to them directly with the new lieutenants like Raymond Omola and the rest. And therefore, what's going to happen is he will ensure people like Wanga and the rest who will be a burden because they will be coming with a lot of expectations. He will ensure they have been swept off and the new people will be installed, will win elections. Those people who win elections will be doing so courtesy of the support from Ruto. And they will owe Ruto a lot of respect and allegiance and loyalty. And that is how politics works. We tried to advise these fellows. We spoke. We became hosts. We said we love ODM. We love the Raila. We love democracy for which ODM stands. Please don't destroy ODM. They didn't listen to us. Now, ODM is weak, but there is still hope. In my interview that I had recently on my podcast with Pauline Oginga, Raila's sister, which was airing, I think, from yesterday, she agrees with me that there is still hope. Fred Okango and the rest can sit down with Sifuna and Babu and Orengo and Oburu and everybody else. That is the only way they can save whatever is left of ODM. If they come back together, they become strong. They can now tell Ruto, look here, come and talk to us. They can go to the United Opposition and talk to them. They will be respected. They can even say, we are coming to the United Opposition. We are the ones producing the presidential candidate. People will listen to them. But so long as they've allowed themselves to be divided the way they are divided, and the faction to which Oburu belongs and which he heads is now very clearly weak and on its own knee, on knees, its knees, nobody will respect them, least of all Ruto. Ruto has his eyes direct on the people, and he has lieutenants on the ground who will ensure that he penetrates and gets to the people, gets his own people elected, and gets his own vote. It's unfortunate, but that's the situation. But we pray for you, Fred, that you may still have it in you to bring everybody together, to bring back Sifuna, sit down, like in a Babu, and please do so that we do not lose the ODM we knew. Otherwise, if we continue like that, you are going into this election extremely weak and nobody will respect you. Let's start by agreeing, all of us. Our experience with demonstrations has never been good. Demonstrations somewhere in some town in Europe cannot be the same experience with demonstrations in Nairobi. From the time I began witnessing mass action in Nairobi in Kenya, there's always some element of destruction. There's always excess from the government, from the police. People end up dying anyhow. People die, people who shouldn't die. Baby Pendo, you remember, Mora, and so on and so forth. Mutinda, Master Mutinda, and many others, Rex and so forth. Property is destroyed. People's dreams vanish overnight. You've been saving all your life to do some small business. It is destroyed. So I'm just beginning by saying that our experiences with Mandamano and with demonstrations should tell us one thing. It should tell us it is something we want to do when we must do it. So now, to answer your question, have we gotten where we must now do it? I'll speak from a general perspective. First is, yes, the people are fed up with what is going on, and therefore they are justified to go to the streets. Because the Constitution and any civil order says the leadership of our country and all people leading institutions within our country will have to act according to the law, according to the dictates of common sense, of what is good for everybody. When they fail to do so, they then are impeached. And there are institutions to impeach them, parliament and so on and so forth. When those institutions fail to impeach those in power, the people have a right, because of Article 1 in our constitution, to impeach the leadership through the streets. So the streets are a very legal avenue for expressing. So if there are issues with nobody's happy with what's going on in terms of the fuel crisis, because we know this is man-made, if you may be allowed for using this language. We can see the hand of buccaneers, people who are using government to do business. So people are justified to spill into the streets because of that. However, now you also want to ask yourself, is the timing right, even for the opposition itself? The answer is certainly no. For the opposition, they are going to fail. You start something, then you fail. Because people are going to compare this with the Gen Z, and there will be no comparison. People are going to compare this with Fred Okango's Sufuria Revolution. You remember Kioni and Sifuna, 2023, the Raila demonstration. This is not going to be comparable. So they will also fail. So if you are going into something and you know you will fail, why do you go there? So the timing again is wrong. So I would urge government to do more than they have done now to avoid these things, because I started by saying we have nasty, ugly experiences with demonstration as a country, as a people. So government should go out of its way to do things that will make people not spill into the streets. And for the opposition, I'll say, don't embarrass yourself. You know, we have warned these politicians. This is a silly season, silly political season. And we have warned them to be careful what they say. You know, under normal circumstances, it may not amount to much. I agree with Mbai, I agree with Dan Mazo. It's a sometimes very harmless expression. But once you become a big person, it is not for you to use such. That's why Trump has been bashed for using the F word and for talking about using the same expression we are talking about here. It boils down to two things. One, who are you in society? And therefore the expectations people have of you. And the two, the season.
I'm sorry to ask, yeah, Prof. I'm sorry to ask. What did Gachagua say? I think I've come on late. Alisema nini?
Hata mimi pia sijasikia, lakini Deba anatuambia mambo ya kulamba kitu fulani, ati hii msemo wa kusema kwamba wewe unalamba fulani kitu fulani, Hiyo is a very common expression, and Americans licking somebody's whatever, the word that begins with A. So I'm saying, like Dan Manzo say, and even Peter Mbai, it's a very harmless, normal expression. In some communities, just normal as having a cup of tea. But it boils down to who you are and what people expect of you in society. And sometimes also, like now, what is the timing? We are in a period where people can be very sensitive, and therefore I will urge our leaders to be a little careful with the words they use. The timing is wrong, and the person from whom such words are coming is also so high up in society. I would really not recommend, if it was a slip of the tongue, fine. I will urge him not to use it again, because it is not the sort of expression we expect from the leader of that caliber.